All right, welcome back to Ask the Doctor. One of the great questions I get all the time is chiropractic safe for babies? And I think it's an amazing question because a lot of times when you think of chiropractic, the image that comes to mind is some big guy jumping on top of somebody and snap, crackling, and kicking them around. And you imagine a baby in that situation, and it sounds horrible, obviously. The way we treat babies is dramatically different. When a child is first born, it isn't even really bony. The skeleton is still cartilaginous, so it's very soft. That's why babies tend not to break bones easily, even though they're rolling around and bouncing off of things. Until the age of about 25, you're not fully filled up with minerals that make you solid boned. So babies are because of that, because they're so soft, they're very easy to influence the position of their body. You don't need to jump around on them, basically. And we have really small handheld tools. One of the tools we use at our office is called Activator. It's a spring-loaded little device that puts out a tiny little impulse. And that impulse is just enough to take that vertebra and just move it a little bit. Other than outside of that technique, simply we almost like mold the babies into shape. So if you saw me working on a baby with my hands, you would think I'm just playing with it or picking it up or moving it around. In my office at least, there isn't any kind of snap, crackling and twisting and anything like that. It's unnecessary in my opinion because they're so easily malleable. If you think about how we are, we harden and weaken with age. You think of an old man and he's stiff and he's weak, and a young person is flexible and strong. So babies are extremely flexible, very strong for their size, and they're very simple to adjust. So we do very simple adjustments. The other question that kind of goes with this is, why would a baby need chiropractic care? Well, chiropractic care really wasn't initially designed to treat pain. It was designed to treat dysfunction or problems in mechanics of the spine. The first chiropractic patient actually had a hearing problem, and that chiropractor who was doing magnetic healing at the time, 1895, discovered that this man's neck was mispositioned and repositioned his neck, and his hearing came back 3 or 4 days later. Kind of different fuzzy stories on it, but a pretty amazing finding. And most chiropractors will tell you they have a patient now and then that the hearing will be affected by chiropractic adjustments. It's pretty amazing. But babies, they come in with ear infections very often. And if you think about the birthing process, whether it's natural, whether it's unnatural, whether it's a C-section, the baby's body is really twisted, torqued, incredible pressures on the spine and the head. And that could oftentimes lead to, you see babies having colic after crying nonstop. And, they can't communicate. So to figure out what's wrong with them, a lot of times a patient will bring their baby in, hand me the baby and say, well, maybe check its spine. Maybe its neck is messed up from the birthing process. And that's what I do. I sort of, like I said earlier, mold the spine into position, use the activator very gently. You can imagine as a chiropractor and just as a human being, we're so cautious with babies, as we are with the elderly. They're so precious to everybody. It's extremely safe and very effective. And it's drug-free, right? Think of the drugs that a lot of babies end up on because of colic or because of different conditions. We always try to do things, like most parents, you want your baby to be happy and healthy. And it's pretty amazing what we can do. So yeah, it's extremely safe for babies, and we treat everything under the sun that babies come up with, obviously in concert with their pediatrician. We're not pediatricians, but we do this with the assistance and the understanding of educating the parent on how we do things. Now with YouTube, you can see everything. And a lot of pediatricians really are understanding of what we do. And if your pediatrician doesn't understand, I'm more than happy always to give them a call. He or she a call to be able to describe what we do in our office. Okay? So thanks. Great question.